welcome to another one of JV's OhBeer list reviews. Beer 555 by my count, especially after the family reunion that we had a lot of good beer. Let's talk about Australia. A lot of good stuff comes from Australia. You got beer, great accents for great salesmen, but you got this neighbor, kind of little brother next to Australia by the name of New Zealand. Oh boy, what is there in New Zealand? Do they have any exports or anything? Well, they filmed Lord of the Rings in New Zealand. Anything else out of New Zealand, I don't know about it. I'm not a geographist or anything like that. But they gotta have something, because there are some very unusual beers that come out of New Zealand. Very unusual beers. And to have people that take some of those herbs and bring them over into the United States or wherever and make a beer out of them is kind of strange. Well, there just so happens to be a brewery on the north side of Chicago which took some of the New Zealand-style brewing ingredients and decided to make a beer out of it. What beer are we talking about? Lake Effects Brewing Kiwi Snow. Now, okay, Kiwi Snow. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, it's green. Alright, kiwi, right? It's got to be a kiwi. And then they have the little big old kiwi on the front of it. But wait a minute. There's a freaking bird on the front of it. Anyone who's from New Zealand, especially if you're from Australia, by what I understand, people from Australia call the New Zealand folk Kiwis, after this dumb bird. Look at this bird. He can't even fly, so he's got to ski. Stupid bird. He's skiing down the slope of a mountain or something like that. So is it a fruit? Is it a bird? Well, clearly at the bottom, you can see where it says, no kiwi fruit is added to this product. No kiwi fruit? Why make it green? What's with the bird on the front of it? And to confuse you even more, they have this little excerpt on the side of it right here. White pale ale brewed with New Zealand hops. So it's a white ale. That usually means it has some sort of a wheat or something like that in there. What's going on here? Is this some kind of a bird beer? Is there a kiwi inside of this? Is this bird in the beer? Or is this just some kind of joke like, oh, there's no real kiwi added to it. Just wait till you taste the beer. Is there a kiwi? Or no kiwi? Kiwi or no kiwi? Kiwi? No kiwi. Kiwi? No kiwi. Kiwi? Kiwi? Hey bird, you want a kiwi? That's not a kiwi. Kiwi? No kiwi. What's going on here? There are some things I like about this bottle and some things I don't right off the bat. One of the first things I really like about it, handwritten batch number. That is awesome. Good job. Someone's sitting there with a Bic pen writing on bottles. Good for you. But then we get to the part of the bottle which I hate. Do you see what that is? Do you see what that is? Let me bring this closer to you. This is a map of where the location of the brewery is. Now, I don't mind that. I think that's pretty cool. But they decided to put on their map the frickin' merge on 9094. The single worst merge in all the history of merges. And there are a lot of bad merges. This one easily takes the cake. You try and get onto Irving Park Road off of 90. So you put this stupid map on the bottle right here. Like, oh yeah, I really wanted to know where your brewery was by putting me next to the worst traffic merge ever. So other than this conundrum of kiwi, bird, fruit, I don't even know. And then you got the map on the whatnot. Batch number, it all kind of offsets in a way. But the conundrum kind of makes me confused. Am I getting into something that's going to be some sort of a weird, weedy kiwi thing? When you've got kiwis that may have kiwis, what do you do to attack those kiwis and kiwis? You use ye long bottle opener. So let's take you down and get a whiff of what you smell like. Some good smoke. It smells like a kiwi. It smells like a fruit, like a white ale. It smells like a flippin' kiwi. They probably did this. I'm just calling it right now. They probably just went. So what do you do when you need to pour your kiwi weedy kiwis? You use a jelly jar. Let's do this. So we pour. Gets its white, little bit of a light color. All right. A lot of suds and sparkle in this one here. Actually a decent amount of it. It's going away pretty quick though. The smell. Kiwi! Yep. It smells like kiwi. It smells like white ale with kiwi on the inside. No real kiwis added. My ass. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's perfumed kiwi or something like that. Maybe they're spritzing it. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of a beer made out of a kiwi. I've heard of beers made out of some strange fruits like watermelons, blueberries, strawberries. You could make a beer out of peanuts if you really wanted to. But who the hell's going to do that? So somebody decided, hey, let's make a beer out of a kiwi. You know, maybe that'll go good with the deep dish pizza. Well, let's top this off a little bit higher. It's got a decent pour to it, at least. There's a lot of bubbles on the inside of this right here, so it's probably going to be a decent amount of fizz, a decent amount of wafting up into my nose. Okay, let's go for the initial taste. Yeah, that's tart. I mean, it's soft, but it's tart at the same time. Like, not a nice kind of tart. This is like almost like a dry tart. Like they tried to make a champagne out of kiwis and they just made it into a beer instead. You stupid no-flying bird. This has probably got something to do with that scarf on him. You see that? See that? Something to do with that scarf. I don't know what. Or maybe his hat. I don't know. It tastes like almost like a champagne, like a very dry champagne. It's hard to classify this as even a beer, I think. I mean, it's sudsy, it's got some foam to it, but I think kiwis were added as an ingredient. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there. It's possible. Well, let's go for the main taste. To get that, I mean, the tart taste is strong in the beginning, moderately strong. Main taste, I don't know, there's something there. It's kind of soft in the afterwards. Not bad for the summer, though. Actually pretty good for the summer. Main taste levels it out pretty nicely. I still can't think of who would actually want to have this compared to having just any other kind of beer. I mean, this just like is dry. Like I want to have my thirst quenched a little bit. I don't want to have it taken away. I know what this kiwi's doing. You see that scarf? It goes all the way to the very end of it there, right onto the freaking merge map. He's taken my taste buds away with him. He's taken all my taste buds away because this isn't a kiwi that's going to quench taste. He's going to take away taste with his dryness. Give me back my taste buds, you stupid bird. I mean, it says there's hops in here, but, like, it must be a different kind of dryness to it. Like, I don't know. Alright, then there's the aftertaste. So, get past the tartness, moderate tartness in the very beginning. The aftertaste kind of reminds me, like, if you were to take like a kiwi and some other soft, like, tropical-based fruit that you might be able to put in, like, a Starburst candy, and you peeled off all the peels and they're ready to eat, and then you're walking them outside on a hot summer day and you accidentally drop them in somebody's grass and that grass has just been cut. That's kind of what this tastes like if you were to just pile all the fruit back in and then eat it with the grass clippings and everything. So let's start with the conundrum that there is to look. So I like the fact that they write the batch number on there. I don't get this whole front part of like kiwi, no kiwi, bird kiwi, New Zealand kiwi. Make up your damn mind. And then you threw the merge on there. You threw the flippin' merge on there. I don't want to see the merge. That's traffic. I can't drink in traffic. So you get a 2. Now the scent. The scent, being based on all the nonsense that's on the front part of the label, I can't really tell what's exactly in the scent. But it doesn't entirely smell that bad. It's just kind of confusing based on what I'm actually looking at with the label. So I'll give it a 4. 4 is pretty normal. There's a decent amount of bubbles with it. Nothing too bad out of that. 5 points there. The initial taste is tart, confusing. Like, you're thinking, oh, is it bird? Is it kiwi? It's going to be a white ale, but with hops in it. There's a lot of hybrid, like, confusion going on with this one here. I gave it an 18. Then there's a main taste. You know, the main taste and the aftertaste kind of blur a little bit with that grassy thing. That's got to be the New Zealand hop, so I guess it must be some sort of a grass thing or something like that. I gave it a 25. Then you get to the aftertaste. The aftertaste is dry. I'll give you that. I mean, the aftertaste is there, but it's dry in the very end. Like, much more dry, like a dry champagne. And you're like, well, I'm still kind of thirsty. Should I drink more of this, or is that a bad idea? Or should I just eat a frickin' kiwi? So I gave the aftertaste a 17. So Kiwi Weedy Kiwi gets a 7.1 out of 10. I guess that makes it a little bit above average, which makes it, you know, give this one a try for the summertime right there. It's probably something special that Lake Effect Brewery released just for this one time. I guess it's not that bad. If you can find it in the Chicago area, it's actually not too bad, but probably save it for the summertime. Lake Effect Brewery actually has some other pretty decent stuff associated with it, so I wouldn't knock it that far right there. This is just kind of odd. And don't put the flippin' merge of 9094 on the front of it. Put something else, like a picture of the brewery, a picture of the bottle of the beer for all I care. And put another picture of a freaking kiwi on the front of it. See that? There. Perfect picture. Right there. Just leave it like that. This is JV with JV's OhBeer List, signing off. Cheers, and mind your kiwis.